What up? What up? It's
Yo, yo.
Wednesday. We got the other brother, Bryce and Phil.
Brother, brother.
The other brother. Man, we're talking March Madness within Yuga. I saw somebody tweet that, and I'm like, as a basketball junkie, that's so true. Like, we got March Madness in the college basketball world, but also this definitely feels like March Madness for Yuga because it's like, hey,
sure.
oh, you had fun with Dookie Dash. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Oh, boom, here's companion score. Oh yeah, boom, here's official second trip. Oh yeah, boom, here's a summoning. It's like, holy shit, dude. It's like so
Dude,
much
honestly,
happening.
it's like this tweet right here. Let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah, dude.
This tweet right here by Tenacious. Tired of seeing Yuga on your timeline? Well, I've got bad news for you, right? We got second trip. We got Legends of the Mara coming up, the summoning.
It's all of it, dude.
All of it. A lot going on. And I just noticed this too on the second trip banner, that kind of text and stuff matches.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Mara text right there.
I had definitely seen the text, and I was like, I'm sure somebody in like 3.5 seconds, actually, no, sorry, 6.9 seconds will like break this down and have exactly what it means, because everybody in the community is just like so on the freaking on the P's and Q's. Like, you just see them answer all the questions that you might have had in your head instantly. And so that doesn't surprise me. So how much time do you think? I guess we can jump into this right here since you already have it pulled up, Bryce. It's like, so we have the second trip. There's a little bit of information there where you're still going to be able to get the first trip obelisk piece if you attend this. The time is not said yet, correct? And it's on the 25th, which is a Saturday, which is thank God. I was like,
yeah, there was a lot of really cool things that they're doing with this second trip, right? I think having the sort of guest passes where we can bring our friends or gamers or anybody that's interested. And have them tag along is really cool. And then the whole team captains, whatever that may be.
Right. I'm intrigued by all of it, dude. I think guest passes are a smart idea too, because again, if it's someone that has no Yuga exposure and you're able to let them just like have a little bit of a snippet and come through the second trip, explore the world a little bit, play this game, who knows? Like, maybe you sell Yuga, maybe you sell other deeds to them because they're able to experience it, and it's just super dope.
Dude, right? For sure. And then also the fact that they're expanding the playable region.
Yes.
Just allowing more community members to hop on in there, which is always nice.
And we kind of talked about that and kind of speculated where, are we going to have more space? Are we going to have more room to navigate? And it looks like that is the case. So I don't know. I'm like, we've been so excited about this and waiting about it forever that I don't know. I don't know if I could be any more excited actually about the next like 2 to 3 weeks, just because there is so much coming.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot. And it's crazy too when you look back at the first trip and how we had 4,600 people. Like, I'm curious to see what that number is going to be this time. I'm guessing we're definitely surpassing this by a long shot. But also, I wouldn't be overly surprised if we didn't, right? Like, we're still in the bear market. People have kind of left uninterested. But who knows?
On that note, this is just obviously a personal opinion. And I'm 1,000% Yuga Maxi. Like, and I'm okay saying that. Like, that's to me, that's not a bad thing. Like, they've proven time and time again that they do dope things. But I feel like, man, if your community is not delivering something, and I'm not saying there's not other communities doing stuff, because there's still some really dope stuff that I've seen from things that I'm not even in, right? Communities that I'm not even a part of that are doing really, really cool things. But like, if you're in one of those that like hasn't said a lot, or maybe it's been a little confusing, or maybe you feel like they've taken a misstep, man, at what point do you just say, hey, I'm getting in the fucking other side or something? Like, I'm just going to I'm going to get with a team that I know is going to deliver. Because since Garga and Gordon and the whole team has said, hey, once December 22 hits, 2022, you're going to hear from us a lot more frequently. Dude, what the fuck's happened? It's been every week, like, boom, here's something. Oh, here we go. Here's another piece of information. Here's a little graphic. Here's a little
here's 12-fold coming in.
Dude, like, so much happening that, like, legitimately though, like, at what point, and again, Yuga Maxi 1,000%, but at what point do you think to yourself, man, I need to just, like, if I don't have a piece of Yuga, why don't I try to get a sewer pass?
Yeah, at
Or
least something, right?
try
Pick
to
up
get
a
another
4
deed.
other deed
Yeah.
at 1.6 ETH, right? Like
Yeah.
that's definitely, achievable for most. Well, actually, I think other deeds are on the move after that announcement. I think earlier today we were on like the lower 1.8s, 1.7s, and we're definitely pushing up, but there's still just such a brick wall of bids and listings.
Right. And that's
But yeah,
no surprise. So again, that's just like, it's something that's, I don't know, I've been pondering just because like I do feel very fortunate. Like I feel 1000% fortunate that I have, it's not like I have a massive bag, but I have enough exposure to Yuga that I feel like just lucky and fortunate that like I get to have something pretty damn exciting, or at least some information shared basically every week. Like, isn't that a little absurd to think about, considering where we were not
right
that
when
long
we had
ago?
6 months of just
Yeah.
radio silence. So to hear something every single week, it's definitely like, all right, team's been grinding for sure.
Yeah.
And then I'm really curious how many other projects had releases coming up and then saw Dookie Dash and 12, like all these other things that Yuga's doing, and was like, fuck, we can't release. We have to go back to the drawing board and like come up with something dope, because anybody's just plain Jane buy this NFT. Like it's not exciting anymore.
No,
We're
they
definitely past that phase, in my opinion.
and what was the quote from Gordon? We're not doing any low effort shit anymore, or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was like
that.
next year we go big. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
I mean, I guess we know what he meant now, because it's like, again, it's not that, it has nothing to do with airdropping money to our accounts as holders. Though, if you simply just held a Bored Ape since the mint and sold everything you were airdropped, you have made out like a fucking crook. Like
Or if you
100.
just held everything.
Oh yeah,
Too,
or just
right?
held
I
everything.
mean,
Like you didn't even have to sell anything. You're just sitting on a
you got
bag of
you
things.
got your dog, your mutant, you got your ape coin, your free other deeds, your sewer pass.
Yes.
Like the amount of value that Yuga has given back to Bored Apes and mutants too is just insane.
And I saw there was a post that I'd kind of commented on a little bit, and it was from somebody that I would say I'm a acquaintance or friend with on the timeline. And it was like, well, what's Yuga done that's not just, airdropping another NFT, but like, to me, okay, maybe it started like that at the beginning, but they kind of like, to be honest, they like crafted that meta, and then everyone followed their basically their roadmap. Now, to me, and we've talked about this at nauseum, I'd say on Board Talk here at Board TV, is like, dude, they're just keeping us interested. Like, there's a game to play. There's fucking things to learn. Like, I guarantee after the second trip, I know that they're gonna hit us with a bunch of information that we can dissect, we can talk about, we can speculate on. Yeah, exactly. We have this.
Return from the second trip, and we have Legends of the Mara coming up.
So,
right?
like, when do you think that is? Do you think that's like the next week? Like,
Who knows, right?
or is
And
it like
seeing,
that night? I
seeing
don't
this
know.
here with the same kind of text, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised if it's like we have trip number 2 on Saturday, and then it's like sometime that following week we
right.
get more information about Legends of the Mara. And it's also very possible because in their thing it says, oh, where was it? They arrive at the experience before the main story begins. Right? So like
Yeah.
we're gonna have some sort of story during the second trip, which my guess will then be elaborated on in Legends of the Mara.
Yeah.
I
Like,
still think
again,
this is just such a sick visual.
Kill Bill, dude. It's the Kill
Dude,
Bill
right?
vibes 100%. So I don't,
100%.
it's just, again, it's not just the NFTs being dropped to us. It's that now 2023 specifically, it's like we have a graphic to mess around with and check out and speculate on. We have a little trailer when Jimmy was shitting out the key or attempting to. We got the box with Gary and what the hell's who's Gary. We got Dookie Dash the first time for 3 weeks. We got Dookie Dash with Toad Mode the second time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
We're back to WTF as a coda.
yes, dude.
Right.
And it's just like, it's cyclical and there's so much to do. And that's the key. That's how you really unlock, in my opinion, what is an NFT project long term from a community standpoint. It's got to be something that, of course, you can still make money. Like we came here because we wanted to make some money. Like let's just be honest with ourselves.
Of course.
But if you can have an asset and you can be in part of a community that you're not like instantly trying to floor everything you're given, that speaks volumes, because majority of projects you're simply holding or you're selling off before the news because that's going to be the best ROI on your investment. I'm not even like thinking about selling my sewer passes, and I am companionless. I'm a little salty about it. I'm a little surprised about the price point, I'll be honest, but
yeah, right.
I don't know, man.
Cheapest companion, 5.7. And obviously, like, this was no surprise to me that the majority of these companion traits are on tier 3 and tier 4s.
Sure.
Right. Like, that wasn't very surprising to me. I kind of guessed that, to where companions is like, all right, here you go, you apes. Like,
right.
This is for you, pretty much.
Yep.
But yeah, a 5.7 ETH premium, where normal tier 3 is 2.3. So you're rocking like almost 3.5 ETH just for the companion trait. To me, that's a little absurd. I'm not a buyer at this price point.
Yeah.
But I really have no clue what it should be, right?
No, I feel the same way. I thought it would maybe be like similar to what you paid, so around an ETH to get it. Like I thought that would have still felt high to me, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But that's with the thought, and it's speculation. Like you said, it's speculation at this point. It could be way cooler or way more lame than I think. But I thought, like, I really do. And you said the same thing, is like, it's going to be a trait on the power source or whatever this is. But like the utility that comes with it, I think it's going to be minimal. And that's just my, like, again, that's speculation. If I thought it was going to have some crazy utility, I would have, I guess, gone to the dark side and paid off a gamer to play their 300th pass.
Yeah, right. Because if all it is like this little guy sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah, and it's
I'm not paying
utility.
3 for that. Just
no
way.
If it's like a visual and like something that's cool, like dope, awesome.
Dope, but yeah, again, worth 3. I doubt it. Right, like worth a full extra sewer pass.
I know.
I don't know.
That just
you can either buy a sewer pass with a companion or buy 2 sewer passes. I'll take.
That seems like that seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah,
I'll take my 2.
Right, but of course, companions trait just revealed today for the most part, so obviously they're going to be trading at a premium. We'll be curious to see, what this floor looks like leading into the summoning next week. That is next week, right? Next Wednesday?
Yes, it is next Wednesday.
Which is funny, right? Like, the summoning was supposed to be when they first released it, like
today.
Last week.
Today, I think, today? Actually. Yeah, because it was.
I thought they pushed it back, and then they pushed it back again.
I think
I could have sworn the summoning was supposed to be last week or the week before.
I think they pushed back
because they pushed back Toad Mode, which pushed back the summoning.
But I think they only pushed summoning 1 week for whatever reason. Like I think it just tightened the like gap or something. Either way,
the funniest thing to me, right, is you have Yuga Labs, big company, delaying a project by a week, and most times when somebody delays, it's all hell breaks loose and the project just drops. But Yuga Labs at that point now where it's like, you delayed a week, like I'm sure it'll be awesome still.
Yeah, yes, that's a great point, because like if I saw somebody like majorly fudding that, I would just like tell them to get the fuck out of here, because again, it's a lot about what have you done for me, right? Mm-hmm. Like what have you proven in the space? And so that's where I can go the other way with the companion, is like, man, every time you just like drop something, it's gets something else. Like there's another shoe to come. And so like maybe the companion like increases this power source by maybe it's a small percentage, but like it's a percentage, right? Mm-hmm. Now, again, we don't even know what the fuck, like we know mechs are coming, but like what's the power source for? Do you need multiple? Is it 1 for 1? Right. Is it like nobody knows shit yet? And
maybe that's part of the whole choose your side, right? Because I'm almost positive these mechs are going to play a role in Otherside of some point. Which also makes you wonder, like, are these companion traits going to be decoupled?
Yeah,
during the decoupling.
If they did, then that would tell me that they have a lot of life to live, and there's a bigger purpose if they're going to decouple them. Mm-hmm. Like that feels like it's more than just a wearable, if you will,
Right. But I mean, the same could be said about current artifacts like the Anthony's.
Sure.
Let's see. I don't even know what Anthony's are trading at these days.
I have not looked in forever, dude.
Let's see. So floor. So they're fetching a good premium. Granted, that's one of the multiple.
Yeah.
I forget what all the other ones are called.
I don't remember any of the names. It was all names. Vivek, Toto. It's probably all of them. Right.
There. So I mean, if these are fetching a 4 ETH premium, like maybe these Sewer Pass companion traits are currently undervalued.
1 billion ETH. That's a great estimate.
1 billion.
Give me all your ETH. No, but again, I think I'm just ready for summoning because I'm ready for, and it's still going to be speculation. Like, again, I think you guys are the masters of storytelling, and they're the masters of giving you a little bit of a nibble, but still giving you like the main course is still not revealed. And so we're going to have power sources. We're probably going to get some information on what that is, but like mechs aren't revealing until, isn't it early April? And so then we're going to have, I should have pulled this up already, but the freaking MDVM.
It's crazy when you think about it, like we're already almost halfway through March. Well, not really. We're still early March, but I mean, it's going to be early April before we know it.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking 3 to 4 weeks, which is, I mean, really no time.
And especially when we have the summoning next week, the second trip that weekend after, like, yeah, it'll be here before we know it.
It's going to be light speed for sure. And again, that's why if you can keep people involved, if you can keep people engaged, doing something, reading something, having a first trip, second trip, playing a game, with Dookie Dash, all of a sudden you waiting for that thing that you felt was so far away, you blink and it's a week away. You know what I mean? Like it just, again, I'm not wishing time away, but it's nice to have something to keep your mind off of the one thing that you really want to be there. So yeah. I'm excited.
Really like the definition of build during the bear market, starting to release, and then we're going to hit full bull before too long. And then it's going to be like, oh, wow.
And man, Otherside, if the second trip is just like banging and it feels like you're getting trips like every month. And that's what again, if I'm just guessing, that's what it feels like. As long as everything, goes well and according to plan, I think we'll see it once every 4 weeks or 6 weeks.
Well, that's kind of what Garga had said last year, towards the end of last year, was they want like an always on Otherside. I think they said Q3 of 2023. Yep. So, I mean, we're looking at July, August, September-ish.
And again, that feels like a long ways from now, but.
Right, but if we have a trip this month and then they end up doing another trip next month or the month after, like, yeah, it'll just start becoming more frequently.
You have 2-year anniversary, like 2-year anniversary here in a month and a half. There's just like so much to do. And that's why this timeline and giving us the timeline with the visual, I think was genius too, because it allows you to look ahead way more than before and kind of like plan out like, oh, this is coming yet. Awesome. Dope. Yeah. If you go to that, I wanted to see where, mechs are revealed. I think it was
right, like crazy how like we just started with this. It felt like we were so excited, and now we have all of these already revealed.
Correct. So yeah, summoning's next week. Late March.
Okay. Late March,
dude. That's gonna be like so that's gonna be right after the second trip, basically.
And then
it came through the rift.
So that's Evo 1 reveal.
Yep.
That's kind of the same thing. Oh, okay, so this is just your type, and then I guess this is like kind of the full reveal.
Yeah.
And then May we start Evo 2. Wild.
Insane, dude.
Before we know it. Very exciting stuff.
That'll be like it looks like early May. So that's like, again, 2-year anniversary. Let's go ahead and do Evo 2. And then if you think about the second trip happening on the 25th, if there's a third trip in April, and then you know what I mean? Like
yeah, right.
It's gonna be so much to do. Like, and I really do think, and I'm hoping this is maybe me is just like blind hope. I'm really hoping we do get a ton of information, like almost like a Bible of the Otherside, or at least a start to one, at least a chapter of Otherside, and kind of a little bit more about maybe artifacts or a little bit more about resources here after the second trip. And maybe that's part of the Legend of the Mara too. Maybe it's tied in there. I'm really hoping that happens, because can you imagine the conversations that you can have in spaces, on streams, etc., on breaking down just any bit of information we get? You're going to have like your conversation is going to go times 10. So I'm excited, dude.
For
It's
sure.
just a lot to do. Definitely looks like, and they've talked about how every evolution will be a little bit different, which is also exciting. Don't feed the wolf. What's good, my guy? He definitely has a companion trait. So shout out to Don't Feed, and then shout out to, here we go, Mr. Orangey. Just a cool 323 ETH. Not bad. Not bad.
Wild. If you're a pro gamer and you're seeing this, like, wake the fuck up and come to NFTs.
Dude, because what was this, a week, or was it 2?
This was, I think, 3 weeks. The 3 weeks of just normal Dookie.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just absurd. Made $500,000 playing this game for everybody else.
Absurd, dude. Like, completely absurd.
Yeah, I will be very surprised if by the next game there aren't more people and more professional gamers coming in trying to provide services of some sort.
And I'm also needing to start training my 3.5-year-old son to be an amazing gamer, apparently, because that is the way to make that ETH, baby.
Yeah, what are your views on this, on Orangey making 323 ETH from selling services? I know you've kind of been a little on the fence.
Yeah. My thoughts overall is, number one, I can see the pros 100%. Like, you get gamers, and what I appreciate about what Orangey was doing, at least with Toad Mode, is he did record his runs, and I think he did a lot of streaming actually for all of Toad Mode, as well as just the Dookie Dash. Like, I think that's awesome. So like somebody like Orangey, who's super high quality and an awesome gamer, him streaming anything that you guys doing, massive pro. Like, that's dope. And my biggest con actually has it's not directly on the gamer. It's more about and I think this might be impossible too, or really hard. I love Delegate Cash. I love Warm Wallet. Like, I love the idea of staying safer. For me, that's what it is. It's all safety. It's security measure, which is great. That's awesome. But I don't love the idea that one person could play for like 1,000 passes per se. Now, again, you have to have the time and all of that. You still have to be skillful. You still have to have the time. All of that is still vital and true. But I don't love that. So how do you counteract that? I don't know. I don't know if you even bother, to be honest with you. I think maybe it's a waste of time to even worry about it. But for whatever reason, like, that's my one like gripe, and it's a small one. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's still a very small one, but that'd be my one gripe, is that I don't love that. But again, like, they're gonna get around it no matter what you do, I think.
Yeah, so I think it's inevitable that we're going to have, these professional gamers come in and provide services for us.
Yeah.
I think this one was, very unique because it was mostly dominated by Orangey. So he made this enormous amount of money in 3 weeks. Right. I think realistically moving forward, it'll probably be like, 1/20th of this size, as we have, other gamers that are providing that same sort of service. But then in regards to kind of combating it, I think, it was really easy this time for one person to kind of dominate the whole thing, because it was just an endless runner. It was the same game, and it was just last as long as you can. Where I think maybe some of the other games moving forward aren't going to be endless runners, but more maybe strategy based, or, some other type where, because I know if you look at other video games, right, like, you can make money different ways. So I'm sure there will be like different avenues of playing the game and providing different types of services.
Agreed. And they've definitely, like, I remember Spencer, aka Everyday Zucchini, and Garga mentioning, like, they're looking at different games, different game types. And oh, I know what it was. Garga had said, he was quoted as, he'd be really surprised if like the people that won Dookie Dash would win whatever this next game or evolution is. Like, that was like a verbatim quote. And so, like, that to me feels like it's going to be very different. Again, it's not just an endless runner. And there's, by the way,
I will say though, like, when you look at some of these, what's that?
There's immense skill there, by the way. I'm not, when I say endless runner, like 1,000%, like, I couldn't do it. Like, I freaking tried. So, like, tip of the hat to all the gamers and all the people that were just like balling on the endless runner. I did my damnedest and did my best, but it wasn't it wasn't going to be like a top 2000, obviously, for the companion. But at the end of the day, there's still massive skill involved there. I like the thought that you can hit it with many different types of skills for the different evolutions. I love that thought because, I mean, when you think about it, correlation with the other side, well, what do we want the other side to be in the utopian world? We want it to be like massive different types, many different types of games, activations, experiences, and it won't be just you have to be good at this, otherwise you won't enjoy it, right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
I think that's like there's a kind of tie there.
And that was kind of, I think, mentioned in Gordon and Garga's in the fucking Metaverse podcast when Gordon was talking about how, you know, he likes his team content, but also he just wants to go and chop yew trees somewhere and build this legendary axe.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I definitely think they're taking all of it into account where there will be, you know, these games where these people with just insane reaction and click precision will dominate, but there will also be games where, you know, you have to grind it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days or whatever in order to level up skills or get a resource or something.
I'm going to get my overalls and become a farmer. That's what I'm planning on doing. Another, I wanted to give a shout out, not that he needs one for me, but Bryson also, I appreciated him, the amount of times he was creating content with Dookie Dash and getting a lot of eyes on that as well. And he had also said, you know, like he doesn't own currently a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape because it's out of his price point, but he said he can't wait to get into the other side. So like, again, you want to talk about pros and my little gripe about, you know, being able to play on multiple things like that is far outweighed if we think about all of these big name gamers coming in, delivering content, creating multiple types of content through TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Shorts, whatever. That's like massively bullish because, again, we want more eyes. We want more people here because the other side, when it's really ripping and roaring, it should be something that you can play for free. And then if you decide to invest, you can invest for a small amount, or you can invest for a medium, or you can just go balls to the wall and invest for a lot. Like that's, again, the utopian vision. So the more eyes, the better.
For sure. What do you think's going on here? Right. Clearly, I think this is the summoning, but
yes, for sure.
What is Gary doing? The plunger and toilet paper, all the random artifacts out scattered about.
Man, I don't even know. That's a great question. I am curious to know what is the power source, and you know, like, is each of these a specific level? Like, if you got between 1 and 100, you get the whatever the highest one was you could pick up during the game. You know, and like maybe if you get from 100 to 1,000, you get another one of the rare ones that you could pick up, but it's not the most rare, whatever. You know what I mean? Like how you could see how it's broken down. Like, what if that's what it was? Like, that's how your power source was. And maybe there's a level on them too. Again, I'm completely like, this is straight spitballing right now. This is me licking a toad and just like seeing what sticks. But like, that could be kind of interesting. Like if there was different levels within that, or is it really just like, is it all the things you collected on your top run? That feels like a lot to me though. Right? Like to be able to like
surely, I mean, surely this is what we're getting.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's, we got to control it some way. So man,
it could be that these artifacts are the ones that are kind of the power source inside.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're saying, if you're in the top 100, you have the, you know, bright orange legendary type power source.
I think that would be interesting, and you would see the connection then too, right? It's like, you obviously knew those were the most important and the most valuable ones in the game. And we've played it enough that you'd be able to tell like, oh shit, I got an orange one. My mech's going to be able to power up longer or whatever. Like, again,
and then it's instantly like, boom, there's your skin, like in Fortnite or whatever, that you can, you know, you want to sell it to somebody else that has a lot of money and wants to, you know, flex like they're a god tier gamer. Then here you go. You can buy it from me.
More power to them. Right. It's like, that's exciting. And again, like, I'm not, I feel like a kid who asked for something for Christmas and it's like October and you're just like waiting to open that gift and
like,
the end of
December.
Know
what it is and you're just like, give it to me already.
Your parents have like winked at you at least 5 times and let you know that that's what they got you and you still can't open it for another 6 weeks. Like,
right. It's like when they try and wrap a bike and you can clearly see like the tires and then you're like, I know what's in there.
Yeah. You still gotta wait, son. I had another random side. It's still Bored Ape related. of course. But something that I stumbled upon when I was doing our little weekly breakdown. Did you see
Dude,
these close-ups?
I saw that in the thread you posted, and
Yeah,
those shoes are badass.
bro. Like,
I want a pair so
please,
badly.
please, can we get these or some sort of variation of these? Like, these are fire as hell, and we've been all kind of like, a lot of us have been jonesing for a goddamn shoe because we've been like teased the artifact shoes like freaking over a year and a half ago. These, like, I would wear these 1000%. They're not too crazy. They're not too out there. It makes sense.
But they definitely still pop with like the bright blue
Yes.
Adidas logo and then like the neon yellow.
Yes,
and
dude.
that's like I grew up wearing neon colors, so I don't really anymore. I kind of grew out of that phase, but any sort of hint of some brightness that looks cool.
This is interesting because Ben used to work for Adidas,
he did.
and so him
said,
saying
"Finally."
that's interesting because that makes me feel like that will be an option. Can we please pay an ape at least?
Dude,
like
that'd be
surely, right? So again, that was just something that when I was going through the thread this Monday, finishing it up, I was like, dude, what? Because I did the zoom in and saw them. I was like, those are dope. So
badass. Yeah.
Dude, what else?
Speaking of paying an ape, ApeCoin is just in the absolute shitter right now.
It is. And my thoughts on that are I simply don't give a shit currently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way.
Isn't that kind of weird though? Like we've gotten to a point where that sounds absurd, right? Because like typically I would care way more that, and it's not that I'm like, it's not like I don't feel things now, right? Yeah. I still
but it's one of those like I see the bigger picture and I have conviction in the bigger picture. So I know that this, kind of pullback is just temporary.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we have so many syncs coming up with Legend of the Mara, potentially buying Adidas sneakers and Ape. The next evolution, I'm sure there's going to be more boosts with it.
And could you imagine if they just were like, it was just like a fucking 1,000 things were just like ready to rock. And because then it's like you're not dependent on people just aping hard on a fucking power chart. If you have all of these things and all of these buckets, it's like, hey, Jimmy is really interested in using his 100 ape on this. And Bryce is really interested in using his 50 ape on this. And Phil's 50 on this. And it's all different buckets that we're all filling. Like that's unbelievably bullish. And so I am definitely hoping, again, utopian scenario, we get this Bible or even chapter of what is the other side, what are artifacts, what are resources, how do you farm, whatever that may be. Can we also get some more information on how ape, obviously ape's the token, but like any more information, how we might be able to use it, price points, or is that like something we're working on together? Because I know some of this is supposed to be like, we're making it together, but at some point we got to do that, right? Like if we're going always on Q3, again, that maybe sounds like a long time from now. It's not actually really that long.
We'll be here really fast, considering we're almost done with Q1.
And then summer always is just a weird, I don't know, vortex, I feel like too. So
one of the big things that I want to know now is when Ape Fest.
Dude, can they? Man, I'm so glad you said that. Actually,
I need to start planning my trip, especially because I feel pretty positive it's not going to be here in Texas.
So, man, that would be dope if it was, but I don't think they're coming to the big Texas, dude. The Texas State Fair with Ape Fest.
At the Houston Rodeo.
No, honestly, can we? Yeah, any like even just like month. The month that it's in, like at least that would give me an idea because like if they say July, for example, there's about a 7 to 10 day window that I am unavailable, and I'm like, please don't be that. Out of all 365 days, can it please not fall on this like little 7 to 10 day window that I simply am not available?
All I'm saying too is we got to keep the tradition alive. Whenever we show up at Ape Fest 3, Will and I have to end up right behind you in line.
Without planning.
Yeah, we just randomly show up.
Zero planning, and somehow I turn around and you guys are there again. So that's how this all started, and that's pretty, I don't know, it's just hilarious how that worked. I had a question for you. I think I know the answer because we've definitely talked about it in the DMs, but thoughts on the 10K TF hoodies?
I personally Love it. This
Oh,
was a Christmas present from my brother. He got
yes,
me
sir.
my little ape here. And at first I saw the hood and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm never going to wear this. And then I tried it on and with some shorts and stuff. And I was like, it's definitely a little absurd, but there's nothing that says, hey, I'm convicted in this project, like rocking an enormous PFP on a hoodie.
And honestly, like when I saw the sketches digitally, I was instantly like, well, this is crazy, but I love it because it is like way bigger like logo or anything than I typically wear on a freaking hoodie.
It takes up my whole body. Is weird.
But I mean, I'm definitely jealous is what I'll say because I've seen a bunch of people post about them. Some people, and maybe some of the colors potentially, depending on what background you have, maybe a little bit more absurd, like the bright colors, of course. Maybe a little harder to wear, but at the end of the day, I think they're supposed to be fun. That's exactly what they are. And it is like you're again showing a conviction in this project naturally because you have the face of your PFP or whatever project that, maybe it's just you have the hoodie.
And it's one of those, like, it's so out there.
Yeah.
That, I mean, like, if I wear that out in public, I guarantee you I'm going to have people stopping me like, what is that? I've never seen anything like that before in my entire life. Like,
what the hell are you wearing?
Or also too, like, right, because I rock around with this stuff and like nobody knows really the Bored Ape Yacht Club logo. But as soon as I'm walking out with the actual monkey on my shirt, like people are gonna be like, oh, I've seen that in the news. Like those things sell for millions.
Yeah. No, that's
obviously this one didn't, but
that's a good point though. Because I'm always like, I think it's happened to me twice where somebody saw like one of the smaller shirts or whatever, the hoodies, and it said like, oh, Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's happened to me twice. And it's like both times shocked me completely. Because I remember there for a while, I like, this is a stupid thought now that I think back at it, but I was like, oh man, I'm going to go out in this gear and people are going to be like, oh man, you got a freaking Bored Ape.
Everybody's going to be like, shit, he owns a Bored Ape.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking knows.
It was the opposite. I'm like pointing to my back, like, "Hey, check it out!
Do y'all see this?
They're like, "What the hell?"
Like,
what the hell is wrong with
by
this
the way,
dude?
like, hello.
Yeah. Well, what the hell is wrong with this dude?
Funny.
Another
one thing I will say about the 10KTF hoodies, I'm pissed they're coming in at March, right? Like now down here in Texas, we don't have cold weather anymore. I'm gonna have to wait 6 or 7 months before I can. Longer than that, actually, but I'm gonna have to wait a while before I can like really wear it and be like, yes, I should be wearing a hoodie. Because I almost wore it out with some friends last night, and I was like, it's 80 degrees outside. Like, I do not need a hoodie.
Sweating your ass off,
right?
Instantly swamp ass. No, that is a good point as well. And I love hoodies, but you're right. In Texas, hoodies, the amount of times you can wear them, much less than when I was in the Midwest. Much less.
2-3 month period tops.
100%. One other thing tied in with Yuga Labs via their Twitter account was that the affiliate badge was live. Love that because again, the amount of scams and like fake accounts is just absurd all the time. I also like how, and this has been for a month or more, how at the end of their tweet, they'll say, this is the last tweet of this thread. If anything below this is going to be a scam.
100%.
That's just like, again, it's like clean marketing. It's clean messaging. We know exactly what's happening. You still go to the official like news tab and you'll have your little quote or whatever you wrote. You'll have your little picture. Now with the affiliate badge, like they're trying their damnedest with Warm Wallet. It's like they're trying to make it as safe as decentralized safe can be. Like at the end of the day,
like it seems silly, right? To have this is the final tweet, but that's going to save so many people. It's not even funny.
An absurd amount of people are going to 1,000% be saved by that. And it's something like if we're noticing it, then it's doing its job, right?
Yeah. Right.
Like if we weren't noticing it and we're just holy shit, I missed it. I'm noticing it every time. It's making sense. And obviously they're still commenting on, like, you'll see Garga, or you'll see one of the club managers will be like, oh, this is a scam link right underneath it. They're like ready to rock when that stuff pops. But again, at the end,
go ahead.
Oh, I thought you froze for a second, dude. No, I saw Gargo had posted something on like a scam link, or maybe it was Ben. I don't remember, but nonetheless, I think the affiliate badge is a great step for the entire Yuga ecosystem. Because again, safety should be more talked about and more interesting to people, because it's only interesting, I feel like, when some big hack happens, and then we all like kind of forget about talking about it for a while, and we're all like semi-safe, and then we come
And then
back
all of a sudden,
2 months
somebody
from
gets
now.
hacked, and then it's like, well, be careful of this. There's still scammers out there.
Yeah, exactly. And so again, they're trying their best to clean it up, and that's exciting. And man, within Yuga ecosystem, obviously I have Bored Ape 2-year anniversary, but you also have, and Will was talking about this today, Me Bits, right?
Dude,
So
I do not have a meat bit, and I need one.
I know, and that's one thing that like I've looked back and forth on Me Bits, and I've looked on some other stuff. And I was asking y'all, I tweeted about it too. Is like, would you rather have a Me Bit, or would you rather have Biogenic Swamp Other Deed Land? And that's hard. That's hard for me, because
That is hard.
it's like both of them very speculative, because Me Bits really haven't gotten any shine yet, and you just know that it's going to happen. But what is that shine? You know, like.
Right, like, is it going to be enough shine that's like me bits to 10 plus ETH, or is it like, okay, like me bits will push to 5 and they'll stay at 5?
Correct.
Right,
And
where I can see, like, mutant land over the course of many years probably generating way more than 5 ETH in value.
I think so too. I think we're gonna see,
just from like the sediment tier's sake,
the ways that you can farm and sell, make ape on your land, craft things like these are all going to be options for sure. Host events.
Do you think that'll be? Well, I doubt it. I think we're still a ways away before we're actually utilizing these artifacts and resources and sediments.
Yeah, I think that would be. Again, I would love to get the information about them. Like that would be dope if we just again got a little bit like this is the difference between sediment, because they did tell us a month or two ago about environment, and we kind of all knew this, but they like very clearly said environment tiers, like the size was bigger, like they were showing like the different sizing of things and space as a whole. But like sediment tier, like what does that mean? Like we've all kind of speculated what it might mean, but it'd be nice to have like clarification on this is what it is. It would be really nice to have clarification on what artifacts can be like actually made again, and which ones are, hey, there's only 10 of them, there's only 20, 50, 100,000 of them, whatever it is.
For sure. Right. And we look at basically the roadmap for Otherside, and like we're just now getting to the codex, really.
Correct.
And we still have the code of origins and decoupling, the growth. There's still so much to cover before we're probably really utilizing these resources.
But then isn't that interesting though? It's like the rift says there, and then there's it came through the rift on the website.
Yeah, right.
Obviously like loosely tied, but like even the code, if you go back up to the coda decoupling part, whatever the hell that says right above this. Oh yeah, coda origins. What if that's the Legend of Mara, dude?
Could be, right?
Like that feels like that would make sense.
The legends of the Mara, like that makes total sense to me. Right. And so like, especially because we're already going through the codex pretty much, learn how to link your lands. I wonder if we'll see that,
that would make sense. Yeah.
Who knows? Well, actually, yeah, that would make sense, especially if we're like kind of split into teams with team captains. Like, we're probably all going to have to work together in some way and like link our lands to other people's stuff. And yeah, who knows?
Interesting. And again, like just the origins, like some of the wording to me like shakes up our universe, bringing with its vision into Coda's past. Like that like kind of feels like it could be Legends of Mara, because I really like, from everything that they've shown, like I really believe that's Coda related. And so like why wouldn't that be maybe a little bit of I don't know, like now watch it not be anything with Codas, and we're still wondering what the fuck a Coda is and something completely different. But at the end of the day, I think you'll see them knocking out 1 or 2 of these a month. It won't just be like, okay, we have to go on a trip to do this. It could be another experience, right? It could be a trailer with, an information presentation or something. It could be literally just like a massive index of information that you can go through. I think it'll be different. It won't have to necessarily be a trip. Every time a trip happens, you get another obelisk piece. So exciting nonetheless.
Just the one and only obelisk piece. I'm not sure there's going to be a second one on there, because I'm pretty sure in that Q&A, let me call it back up.
You definitely are right, because you're going to get that same. It'll be the same as if you had
Because
gone
they
on
said
the
it for the one, and then they also said, where did they do that? Yeah, Voyagers to obtain their first piece, obelisk piece for future activations beyond the second trip. Okay, so maybe it's after the second trip. Like, is this the last chance? We will continue to support Voyagers in their journey by. Okay, so yeah, they're saying you can still get this first trip obelisk piece.
Yep.
And activations beyond the second trip. So I think it will probably just be the one.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Which is fine. That's completely fine. I don't mind. I mean, let's be real. I'm such a freaking maxi that if I miss a trip, it's because something really detrimental's happened in my life. But
or you know, a wedding or something.
Or like something crazy, massive has
Isn't
happened.
that what you had last time? Was a wedding?
I had
that was during trip one, right?
It was a proposal.
Proposal, okay, same thing ish.
Basically, it's just leading up to the final event. Yeah, dude. So a lot happening. That's what Bryce and I are saying tonight. Is that like we've pretty much had a nonstop conversation for almost 50 minutes. It's covered a ton. Yeah, it's covered a ton. We've talked about a lot.
All things Yuga for 47 minutes straight.
That's straight Yuga burnage, straight Yuga information for,
and not even a ton of speculating, just spitting out facts about what we have upcoming.
Very little speculation, but I think it's a perfect place to wrap, because I feel like we've really like put a bow on this. And obviously, like, if you have other thoughts, if you have a really strong take on something we said, please feel free to tweet at us. Please feel free to DM us either on our
instantly block you, but
we'll instantly block you and put you on blast, but please do it anyways. You can do that to our individual accounts, or you can hit us at the Board TV official account. And we'll do our best to try to answer questions, or we can even post questions. Like if you have one and you don't want to post it from your account, please just let us know. We'll let them right from the Board TV account. We're excited. We're just getting going here. And again, I think over the next week, actually, I know over the next couple of weeks, we're just going to see so much more information and more excited. The excitement level is actually going to be turned up, which I didn't know was possible, but that's definitely happening. So before we sign off, Bryce, any last thoughts on this week or things that you're most excited about?
Not currently. I mean, next big thing is the summoning next Wednesday. So I'm sure we'll be going live, burning our sewer passes here on stream. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Which is dope. Like, that's dope, actually. So we'll get to experience burning them together. Maybe we should do the Death Nut Challenge to burn our assholes as we burn this. I'm kidding.
I died last year doing that. No way.
We're not doing that again. If you want to check out the Death Nuts, maybe we'll grab some Death Nuts. If you want to check that out, though, check some of our older streams. That was a trip indeed. So excited for the summoning. Excited to talk with all three of us again. Again, please continue to watch. We appreciate you guys coming through. We appreciate you retweeting, sharing, liking, commenting. All those things matter, because we're going to keep creating content because we love talking about all things Yuga. But it obviously is helpful if you have comments, suggestions, questions. All those things are definitely warranted, and we're looking for that. So man, that's it. That's the show. This is Board TV. It's Phil. It's Bryce. We're out.
Peace.